Hello everyone, this is Rishil Jagla and today I am joined by the spectacular Margaret Hirsch, a successful businesswoman going through hard work, always being supportive and caring for the community. Without further ado delay, hello, welcome and thank you so much, Mrs. Hirsch.
Hi there, Rochelle. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. I'm so happy to be here. And well done for all the work you're doing. And congratulations on being in the new Candace Emmy movie.
Thank you so much. Only a pleasure. So firstly, let's start about your life. Where did it all start for you as a businesswoman?
So I was born in Zimbabwe, came to South Africa when I was 10. My father died, left my mother with no skills, and which is why I today work on women empowerment such a lot. And yes, and it really all started happening when I married my husband way back in 1972. So I've been married nearly 50 years already. And we've had the most amazing time. We started with absolutely nothing and we built into a multi-billion rand company over a long 42 years. So it wasn't easy. It was a lot of hard work, but we got there in the end. So that was really, really good job.
What would you say really pushed, or what was it like for you to go through that hard work, building up your business? What was it like for you?
Look, it was very, very tough. You know, people are not nice to you when you haven't got money. So, my husband would knock on the door and say, I've come to fix your fridge or your washing machine. And they would say, go around to the back door. You're a servant. How can you use the front door? Use the servant's entrance. And you have to go around. They just sit outside because the madam doesn't want you in the house while she's there. Wait till she goes shopping later on. You have to sit and wait for her to come in and then go in and fix the washing machine or whatever it was. And often he would fix it and they didn't want to pay for it. And so it was a really, really tough life. I was in the office trying to do the bookwork, trying to pay everybody. And so it was tough in the beginning, but as you go on, you get tougher and life gets better and you learn more. And the more you learn, the more you earn. So that's what I always say to people. You've got to keep learning.
That's very true, Margaret. I agree.
Yeah, and so what we did is we sold a lot of our business to our staff. So a lot of our drivers bought the trucks and they started up their own business doing deliveries. Our technicians, like our air conditioning installers and our gas installers, and our electricians and plumbers, they started their own businesses and they work under our umbrella. And so we have a very nice community. So we've got a core of about 1,200 people who work for us full time, but we've got a peripheral of about another 1,300 people who are aligned to our business, and we keep them in business by giving them jobs to install air conditioners, to install gas stoves, to do deliveries and all that sort of thing. So it's actually a whole community of people that we work with on a daily basis, which is wonderful. And for us, the best thing was to survive and thrive through COVID, survive and thrive through the looting, and survive and thrive through all the tough times. But when you go through the tough times, you get to the good times. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. They think you stop at the tough times. No, you don't. The tough times are what pushes you to work even harder to get through the tough times, to get to the good times.
The tough times make you appreciate the good times. It really pushes you. When the good times come to you, you really learn to appreciate all the good times, because it is through these things that you are able to evolve and really appreciate and really give out there and realize, and also realize your inner self and what good life has for you. But Margaret,
sorry.
So Hirsch's, how did the business all start? Tell us from beginning up to now, how did it all start? How did the Hirsch's business start?
Well, it started with just Allan and I working in the office. And then I got a lady called Pat Naidu, who was my first ever employee. When I said it was backward in those days, what we did is she used to keep her live chickens under her chair at work because she had no fridge at home. And she would go home and she would kill the chicken, pluck the chicken, make the curry for her children, food for that night. So we really started, we feel like it was way back in the old days. And from there, we got her nephew. He came to work for us, named Alvin. Who recently died of COVID. So we knew him from when he was 18 until now he was 45. And then we got her niece in and she came to work for us. And so it went from strength to strength. And so the people came and they stayed. And some people have been with us for over 40 years already, and we were there to serve our customers. I think that was the biggest thing. We actually just were there every day to serve our customers. And that's what it was all about, job.
What do you think is the success towards Hirsch's being so successful today?
I think that we treat our customers better than we treat our friends and family. We are there for them every single day. We go the extra mile for them. It's all in the extra mile. You've got to understand today, if people want to buy fridges and stoves and things, they think they can buy online and they think they're happy. You get the customers who part with their money and give it to somebody online who actually isn't a person, it's a robot. They just take the money and off they go. So, you know, I think we've stood the test of time, and I think it makes us, people know that we're very trustworthy, we're very reliable. I mean, to go through 42 years without any hassles of people, you know, we always looked after our customers. We have customers who will testify. You go to Hirsch's, they'll really look after you. You know, you phone Margaret, if you've got a problem, she'll really sort it out. So I think it makes us different from the other stores. I mean, you can't phone the other stores. The people who own it don't work there. Whereas with us, we're here on the floor all the time. As I'm talking to you, I'm in my new Smeg store, which is in Cape Town. It's the first ever in the world standalone Smeg store. It's in Cape Town. And yeah, and it's just amazing here. It's a beautiful, beautiful store. We've got a fridge here, which is selling for 1.3 million. Imagine that for one fridge.
Wow, that's amazing. So what are some of the challenges you have faced as you and Allan have been through this business journey? What are the challenges and how do you think you can overcome them as a business?
Well, there's been so many challenges in so many different ways, you know, with a changing country and all sorts of things. I think our latest challenge was the looting. That was very soul destroying because we sat and we watched the whole thing on CCTV cameras, because obviously our cameras were on the shop. When the looters came down the road, we saw them coming, we saw them breaking the fence, we saw them getting into the shop, and we saw them absolutely demolishing the shop. We saw 22 years of work go up into nothing in 1 hour. But, you know, those challenges are sent to try us, are sent to make us better, and sent to make us, you know, just be stronger and better and just work through them. So there's been lots of challenges along the way, you know, with the country, with the exchange control. One day you're paying 10 Rand for the thing, next day you're paying 15 Rand for it, next day you're paying 20 Rand for it, and to explain that to customers. And then you get with the devaluing as well, where the TVs that are coming out now, the better TVs are cheaper than the TVs that were around. So you've got the devaluing stuff. So it's a very fine line to balance your stock, to balance the money, to make sure you've got cash flow. I think our strength has been that we own all our own buildings, so that, you know, we haven't had to keep up with inflation rent-wise. We bought our own buildings, we pay them off as quick as we can, and so we don't have that massive burden of rent that most stores have. And I think that's been the secret of our success. But our biggest secret of our success is our training of our staff. We train our staff. They're amazing, amazing people. They do incredibly well. We see them grow from strength to strength, and that just is our joy and our pleasure. Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. So Allan is not only your business partner, but your husband. How is it like working as husband and wife to control this business?
It is wonderful. I picked the most wonderful husband, and I picked him, you know, so he didn't pick me. So yeah, he has been amazing. He is the most kind, caring person you could ever think of. He's never ever said a cross word to me in his life, you know. And I think if you have a fantastic marriage, which we do have, and when I married him, I said to him, I will look after you better than anybody else ever will, better than you look after yourself. But in turn, you must look after me better than you look after yourself. And I think that's the secret of success. We each gave 100%. And so we have a very strong marriage. We have a very strong business. We have brought up beautiful children, and we've got 5 amazing grandchildren who are coming up through the ranks. So we can't wait for them to grow up and to come into the business and to be amazing human beings, which they are. Yeah.
What would be your advice to all businesses in general to really push themselves to where they would love to be one day?
You know, first of all, you have to have goals. You have to have your goals written down. You must know what you're aiming at. Dr. Stephen Covey always teaches, start with the end in mind. You've got to know what you want at the end of the day. If everything was perfect in your life, what would your life look like? Where would you be living? What car would you be driving? How much money would you have in the bank? And, you know, that's the type of thing that we really need to think about and to set your goals for what you want. It says in the Bible, if you know, whatever you ask for, you'll get. It's very, very simple. So ask and you'll receive, seek and you'll find, knock on the doors will be open. It doesn't say sit in your ass and we're going to throw it in your lap. It doesn't say that anywhere. So you have to know you've got to work every single day towards your goals. And if you do, you'll achieve all your goals, which we have. We've achieved every single goal we've ever set for ourselves. Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful. I think for any business out there, I think this is definitely the best advice you can ever give, because it takes your goals for you to achieve what you would love to achieve. So aside from owning the business and running a wonderful company, what else have been your sideline jobs?
So my absolute passion is women empowerment. When I go around, well, before COVID, I went around the whole of Africa, but now I stay in South Africa, and I help empower women to be the best they can be. I start with little children from 2 to 6 year old. In the schools, I run a couple of creches and daycare centers. I work in the schools with the primary schools with the children, where they're being molded and they're growing. I put in 19 toilets and 16 wash hand basins into a school in Kamashu, so the children will have good habits at school. I've just built a soccer field at another school in Kamashu, where the kids had nowhere to play and they were just playing in the bush. So we built them a beautiful soccer field. In fact, the goalposts going today. And then I work with young women in the schools. I give them the reusable sanitary pads so they can go to school every day, else they don't go to school. And then I work with them to teach them how their bodies work, to make sure they don't get pregnant. I work with the young girls who go to university, because a lot of girls go to university and in the first year they get pregnant and then they have to start all over again. So I work with women. I work with the Mrs South Africans, who are the great ambassadors for South Africa. I'm working with them, and we are doing later on today. We're doing a matric dance for the Nzeli High School in Diepsloot. So we're giving them their first matric dance ever. So that's my passion. My passion is working with women, empowering women to be the best they can be. And for the people who follow me on Facebook, you'll see I teach women to bake and how to make a living from baking. And one of my graduations was on Saturday, where these beautiful women made these magnificent cakes, and they went off into the world to make their living baking cakes, which you can make a lot of money doing that job.
That is absolutely wonderful, Margaret. Following your page and seeing some of the good work that you did, I really, really must commend you, because we need to inspire, and not only inspire, also motivate and encourage people to come out there to really help the community at large. So I've seen you've done many community works. I mean, this is COVID time, and so many people have lost their jobs. So many people have been, just all over the place. They don't know what to do anymore. Unemployment rate is so high. But still, I see that you have definitely come out of all of that and still helped the community at large. So
Yeah.
what has it been? What has made you come out to really help the community, not only during these times, but COVID times? And how has it been like helping the community at large?
We worked with the community for many years in so many different ways. But for me, the best bit is when our store was looted, the community came back and helped us. So all the people that I've been helping over a period of many, many years, they came back and they helped us to be the best that we could be. They managed to clear up all that, the drama that would have taken months to clear. They came with their children, their brooms, their buckets, their mops, and they came down and they helped me to sort myself out. So yeah, all the good work you do, it always, whatever you sow, you always reap tenfold, and we shall reap tenfold this time. Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful, Margaret. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So you've worked with many NPOs, you've given out to the poor and the needy. What has that been like for you, and how did you get involved in that?
Well, I try not to give anything to the poor and needy. I try to teach them how to empower themselves. So what I do, for instance, I'm working with a girl at the moment who came to me. She had 70 rand between her and starvation. So we went into her home and I taught her how to make scones and ingwenya, ingwenya are fed cook. Yeah. And I started with 70 rand. She went, she bought ingredients, she made them, she sold them, she came back, she bought more. And so I've been working with her now for 4 weeks. And in 4 weeks, she's just told me that this morning she's got 5,000 rand saved. So, I teach them to fish. I don't give them the fish. I don't give anybody anything for nothing. I teach them how to work and how to use their skills to make money. That's why I teach the baking, I teach the cooking, I teach sewing. My friend Rakim teaches crocheting. We teach people how to make money for themselves, because then they can continue. If you give them something, the next day they're standing with their hand out again. It's not a happy situation. Also, anything you get for nothing, you don't appreciate. So it's so important that they appreciate what we give them, and that they earn it themselves, and then they really appreciate it. Yeah.
Wow, that is such a lovely way of helping out the community, because it is through all this hard work, and you yourself even know, you come from so much of experience, you and Allan come from so much of experience of those difficult times, bringing out the best in your life. And I've also faced it myself, and I can say I'm happy I went through all those things. I'm very happy, because it made me really be the person that I am today, the person that you see today. I'm very, very happy about that. So Margaret, in conclusion, what's in store for you and Allan in the near future for your business?
Well, as you know, we just opened the first ever standalone Smeg store in the world, which is opening in Constantia Village Shopping Centre in Cape Town. And then next week, I open another Samsung store. You may or may not know we own the Samsung stores. So I own Mall of Africa, Santon, Pavilion, and Gateway. And now we're opening in Constantia Village Mall, a beautiful, beautiful state-of-the-art store. We're launching a new Z Flip and a new Z Fold there. We've got state-of-the-art TVs, and yeah, that opens next week. So watch the space. You're going to see a brand new store in Constantia, Cape Town, our state-of-the-art televisions, cell phones, and you name it, we've got it. So we're ready for anything. Yeah.
Well, Margaret, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really, really inspired and really, really touched by the journey that you and Allan have been through. It really goes to show that no matter who we are in life, we have to face these difficulties in order to bring the best out of us.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rochelle. Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You.